I'll be doing a live demo using the snap setter tool. And I just started carrying this in my shop, but I've been using this tool for a couple years now. This is what it looks like in the packaging. So it comes with a plastic piece and some practice snaps, and I've also got some extra packages of snaps on my website, and the ones that I have so far are all like a metallic finish. But let me show you how to install the snaps. It's really easy. One of my bag patterns, the Oslo Craft Bag, which is a free bag pattern, actually has snaps in the pockets on the side, so snaps are really handy to know how to install. The problem is the first snap tool that I originally purchased from my local big box store, the snaps were so hard to put in. I couldn't put any of them in, and I had my husband try to help me, and he could only get about half of the snaps to go in, so it was a really difficult tool. And then my friend Roseanne told me about the snap setter tool, and excuse me, it was like a miracle. The snaps went in every time. It was a really simple tool and easy to use. So I've pre-prepared some fabric pieces. So this was intended to be a pocket with a flap inserted with the snaps in it. So let me show you how I'll install the snaps. So I'm going to first install snaps in the flap. So I'm going to measure up an inch from the curved edge of the snap, and the snap is going to be centered. Okay, so I'm going to make a mark with my fabric marker where that snap is going to go. And I'm going to install the male half of the snap, and the male half is the side with the nub. So I'm going to install that into this mark that I just made. So the snaps that I have right here, I'm using the caps, which have prongs in them. If you don't like the look of the cap, there's also, I don't know if you can see from the package, these red rings over here. There's also a portion with the prong that's just a round ring, a circle. But I just like the look of the caps, and they come in different metallic finishes as well as colors. So I'm going to first put this prong through the fabric centered on that marking. So the cap will be showing when the flap is finished. So I've just got those prongs inserted, and I just kind of pushed it down with my finger. And this is the part that goes on the tool first. So this is for size 16 snaps, which is what I'm using. The tool comes in different sizes, but this is just the size that I like best. Okay, so I'm going to set this cap right here in this circle part of the tool. So it just gets set right in there. The second part of the tool is just this flat piece right here with the rectangle and the circle, and that just goes right there, and you want to just make sure that that cap is still in place. And then the male half of the snap, so the male half is facing up, and that just goes right inside that circle right there. And then the last piece just fits in place. Okay, so I'm going to use this hammer. I'm going to show you more about the hammer in a minute. It's really cool, but there's sort of an embossed circle on this end, and this is where you hit with the hammer. Okay. All right, so that cap with the snap is installed. So I'm going to install it also in the pocket so that I have somewhere to snap it onto. So I've already prepared this. It's fabric sewn right sides together with Shapeflex interfacing. So you do want a bit of interfacing to reinforce the fabric. Again, I'm going to measure down an inch from this top stitched edge and make sure it's centered. Okay, so I made a mark with my fabric marker where I want that snap to go. And so the remaining two pieces, again, it's going to be another cap with the prongs. And I've got this piece, this is the female half of the snap, and there's one side that sort of has, I like to think of it as a flower, so that's the side that's going to be facing up in the tool. So again, I'm going to take the piece with the cap and slide the prongs through the fabric. I'm going to take that first piece of the tool, and this is where I'm going to set that cap. Okay, I'm going to take the second piece of the tool, which is the flat piece, and that goes on next. And then the female half of the snap goes on, and again, I'm looking for the side with, it kind of looks like a flower to me on the inside above the circle. So that's going to go in the hole right there, and follow that up with the third piece. And again, I'm going to hammer that into place. Okay, so that's that snap inserted. And I'm going to take out my flap, and it just snaps into place. So now it's a functioning snap, and as you can see, that was really easy to put in. Again, here's the snap setter tool. The tool comes with some practice snaps, and also there's extra packages with 10 sets of snaps in them. And let me show you that hammer that I was using. So this is a pretty neat hammer. It's not just a regular hammer because it unscrews and reveals several different screwdrivers. So there's the large size screwdriver. The end of the hammer unscrews and reveals a second one right here, and then there's one more in here. So these screwdrivers are great not only for sewing related things like inserting twist locks, which you often have to unscrew, but also great for household things like fixing eyeglasses, tightening eyeglasses, and things like that. So if you're interested in finding more about the hammer or the snap setter tool, go ahead and just check the link in the description. It'll take you to my website, and we sell a few different finishes on the snaps, so something useful to have in your sewing arsenal. And like I mentioned, definitely useful for making my Oslo Craft Bag, and it has snaps on the side. And that's a free pattern, so if you're not already a newsletter subscriber, just go ahead and click the link in the description, and you can sign up for the newsletter and get that free Oslo Craft Bag pattern.